wooden box will be passed around the audience for the entry fee. That small wooden box would be locked into a room, and that room became known as the box office. Southwark Bridge opened in 1922. And then just on the right hand side, there's a pub there, a brown building with the red windows. That pub is called the Anchor of Bankside, a very famous and very popular riverside pub. Us crews, we work on these boats, we use that pub. We go in there every evening after work and we research the commentaries that we give you. We'll be in there all night just to make sure that everything we say is all true and correct. It's all in the research, you know. Cannon Street Railway Bridge. On the right hand side, the grey building there is Winchester Wall. Behind there is a small prison. It's called the Clink Prison. If you were in debt, you were thrown in there, and it's where the old English saying of being thrown in the clink. That's right. Also on the right, the small ship here is the Golden Hind, a replica of Sir Francis Drake's Golden Hind. It's undergoing a bit of a refit because it will be going round the world itself as soon as it's ready to sail. Also on the right, in the gap here, Southwark Cathedral, opened in 1275. In the cathedral is the Harvard Chapel. It's named after John Harvard. He was baptised in that cathedral. John Harvard emigrated to America and founded the Harvard University in Massachusetts. London Bridge, opened in 1973. The fourth London Bridge to stand here. The London Bridge that stood here before this one now stands at Hammersmith in carrying over. Any London streets is for £1 billion, taken down stone by stone and shipped to the Arizona desert and re-erected as a tourist attraction. On the right hand side, the Shard of Glass, the tallest building in Western Europe. The building comprises of offices, luxury apartments and the Shangri-La Hotel. Just recently, will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas, he bought the penthouse apartment in there, in the Shard, for £38 million. At the top is a viewing gallery and it's £30 to go up there. See this building here on the left with a green glass dome at the top? That is the Sky Garden. You can go up there free of charge. Just book online, skygarden.com, and go up there completely free. Instead, £30 for the shot. The building here on the left, behind the trees, is Watergate House, and this is the headquarters for His Majesty's Customs and Excise. If you're caught trying to smuggle drugs into the country, if you're caught trying to smuggle too much alcohol into the country, it's seized from you. It's in that building there on the left hand side where it's all kept. They say that the staff Christmas parties in there are a bit special. On the right hand side, two ships. The Galatea, Trinity House pilotage vessel. It repairs and replaces all the voyage systems around the coast of Britain. The ship, on the inside, the Belfast, largest cruiser built for the Royal Navy in the Second World War. Burnley there, floating museum. On the left hand side here, this is Tower Pier. This is our first stop on our way down river. Just before we call into Tower Pier, just past a little distance to show you a few more places of interest. Well, ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. Listen carefully. Can you hear that noise? Do you hear it? That's the alarm on Tower Bridge. That is to clear the bridge. It's going to be opening. So there's a tree, a special tree. You don't see it not very often. The bridge will be opening. You hear that noise? That alarm, can you hear it? That's the bridge. That's to clear the bridge, so to open it. You see this barge here on the right hand side? This old Thames sailing barge will be sailing through the bridge in about 5 minutes time. Okay? Just before they open the bridge and before this sailing barge goes through, I'll just tell you about the Tower of London first. There is the Tower of London on the left hand side. See the square building in the middle with a white flag mast? That's the oldest part of the tower. It's called the White Tower. Over 900 years old. There are 23 towers which surround the White Tower, each part an old palace, a museum now, and also houses and guards the famous crown jewels. Now this old Thames sailing barge that we just passed here on the right hand side, it will be going through the bridge. These sailing barges will ply their trade on the River Thames and will carry up to 150 tons of cargo. They were manned by one man and a boy. That's all that used to use these barges. Is it all clear now? The bridge is clearing now. All people wandering off the bridge, and it will open in any moment now. Get your telephones on your cameras ready in video mode and get the bridge as it starts to open for the old Thames sailing barge. Get ready in the old video mode there. Any time now. Two Thames sailing barges actually going to go through the bridge, ladies and gentlemen. This one here behind us on the left, the Edith May, and this black one here, the Adrian, will be going through the bridge. These are all Thames sailing, sprit sail sailing barges. And they'll both be going through. Quite a sight you get here. All free of charge, by the way, you know. They're not charging for this.
Huh?
Fit skills. It's a race, isn't it?
Just tell you about Tower Bridge itself. Tower Bridge is a metal bridge. It's a steel suspension bridge. These centre spans are called bascules, which is French for seesaws, and they weigh 1,100 tonnes each. Now only one day in the year, only one day is Tower Bridge not allowed to open to let ships to pass through. Do we know what day that would be? What day is that bridge not allowed to open for ships to pass through? Any idea? One day, just one day. No? No, nothing? The only day that the bridge is not allowed to open is the London Marathon. 51,000 people run across the bridge, and all of a sudden, whoop. It was opened in 1894. And as I say, it's a metal bridge, it's a steel bridge. The stonework is just to blend in with the Tower of London. Now it's just closing now, ladies and gentlemen, after the second sailing barge passed through. Just starting to come down now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does complete this part of the commentary. We are going into Tower Pier now. This is our first stop downriver. Please remain seated until we are safely alongside the pier. Passengers with big bus tickets and the Tower of London, this is your stop. Passengers for Greenwich, please remain seated. Greenwich is our next stop.